Hi there, welcome back to our little handmade home. My name is Tanya and I'm excited today to bring you a free fall project. We are making a table runner today. I'll start by telling you that this is made with Dawn on the Prairie fabrics by Fancy That Design House from Moda. They are gorgeous, and as soon as I saw them I thought I have to do something with them. So I thought, why not make you a free table runner pattern? So today we're going to be making this table runner. It's quick, it's easy, but it's absolutely stunning, and I can't wait for you to make your own. So let's get started. Today's tutorial is going to be focused on the maple leaf block that we have here. So I have another video on how to do a 9 patch, so I will link to that below. But let's take a look at how to make this maple leaf. So today's tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a simple 3-block table runner for the fall. This is a repeating pattern with a 9 patch in the center. The whole thing is actually 3 9 patches. So this is going to be our center block, and I do have another video that shows you how to do a 9 patch, so I'm not going to go through that one today. What we're going to look at as our tutorial is this maple leaf block. So I've prepared the one already, as you can see. This is going to be the left side of my table runner. The one that we're going to make in this video is going to go on the other side, and it's going to form the right end of the table runner. So to make these blocks, I've already cut my pieces out, and there will be a free pattern on my website, and I will put the link down below that you can download your own pattern. So I'll go through the measurements fairly quickly. The stem, this is the piece for the stem. That's going to be a 4 5/8 inch square, as is the top corner here. This is also 4 5/8. Then I have 2 squares that are 4 inches, and that's where we're going to make our stem from. I have 4 triangles. Now these are 5-inch squares cut diagonally in half. These are going to form the peaks of our leaves. These are the 3 squares that you see here. So those are also 4 5/8 inches. And then these are also 5-inch squares that are going to be the other half of our leaf tips. And they are, again, 5 inches cut diagonally. So let's take a look at how we put all of this together. I like to start with the stem section of the block. So for this, what you're going to do is you'll take your brown square, and then you're going to take your 2 4-inch squares, and we're going to layer them. So you're going to put right sides together. Now you can either draw a line from corner to corner and stitch along that line, or if you have a guide tape on your machine, you can stitch that way as well. So we're going to stitch across here. So I'll go ahead and do that on the machine and be right back. So as you can see, I have stitched from corner to corner. And then what we're going to do is trim that a 1/4 inch away from the seam. So I'm just going to line that up, trim that off. And then we're going to set the seam, and we're going to press it towards the dark. Then we're going to repeat the process on the other side with the other square. So go ahead and line up the edges there, stitch from corner to corner, and then we'll trim off the outside. Okay, so that forms the stem of our leaf. The next piece that we're going to work on, pieces, are the tips of the leaves, and these are just half square triangles. So all we're going to do in this case is put right sides together. So a 1/4 inch seam right along here. You can chain these together, and then we're going to press them open towards the dark. So you want to set your seams. Press all your half square triangles open, and then of course trim your corners off. These squares will be 4 5/8 inches before they are sewn into the block. So once you have your stem sewn together, you have your leaf tips sewn together, we're going to go ahead and lay out the square the way it goes. So we've got a white in the top. We have our 2 leaf tips here. We have 2 more going this direction. And then we have our 3 squares in between. So at this stage, it's simply become a basic 9 patch again. So what we're going to do is sew these 2 together right down here. We're going to sew these 2 together on this side, and we're going to sew these 2 together on this side. We're going to open them up, and we're going to attach the 3rd block to each row. Now when it comes to pressing open your leaf, it doesn't really matter which direction you press, or if you press them open, that's fine too, but make sure that each row goes the same way. So in this case, I'm going to press all of these on the top row. I'm going to press them to the right. The middle row I'm going to press to the left, and the bottom row I'm going to press to the right, so that when I put the block together they nest just as I do with a basic 9 patch. So now we're just going to go ahead and put the rows together. We're going to sew those 2 together, open it up, and press those 2 together. So once your block is completely sewn, you're going to want to square it up, and then we're going to lay out our table runner. It's really very simple. We're going to stitch this side together, and then we're going to stitch our other leaf to the other side of our 9 patch, and then we're going to put a simple border on it. So now that the blocks are put together, I'm going to go ahead and finish it with some strips out of a jelly roll from the same collection, and I'll be back with the finished product. As promised, I'm back with the finished product. So this is my completed table runner. As you can see, there's 2 maple leaves on there. You can mix and match your fabrics, and of course use any collection that you like. You can see that I stuck with very simple quilting. I just did some easy squares in the center. I went around the leaf on the ends. I did a 2.5 inch border, so 2 inches finished. And then for the binding, I actually cut 3-inch strips so that I could have slightly wider. And then I just did a very simple 5-length stitch along here, which caught the binding on the back. So you can keep this as simple or as complicated as you like. The pattern, as I said, is free. It will be on my website for you to download, and I will leave the link down below. It is ourlittlehandmadehome.com. I hope you enjoyed today's project, and stay tuned because the Halloween quilt that you see behind me is going to start coming to life very soon, just in time for the spooky season. As always, any links that I have for you are going to be down below, and I'll see you again next week for a new project.